All right, we got the forge fired up. We're gonna do a project today. Me and Brandon we did the boat video. I did the forge and the homemade charcoal a little while earlier in the year. So we're gonna make a couple pole holders here that will clamp on the side of our boat. I got one of them. All right, down this here. One's done. eBay, they want $26 a piece for these things. I'm not paying $26 when I got a forge and I can build my own. But your pole just goes right inside of it. And it's not much to it. It's actually hitting the garage door right now, but they come out of there pretty easily, and you just clamp it onto the rim of the boat. So, okay, I'm not real good at the forge. I haven't used it a lot. I still need to do a little bit of work to the forge, but we're going to try to build one of these things, and I'll see if I can show you how I built that pole holder. And it certainly didn't cost me $26. That's for sure. This is the homemade charcoal that we made there in the fall, or in the spring. We made some homemade charcoal, and that's the charcoal we're burning right now today. What I want to do is I want to make the clamp first. And I don't want this clamp too big. Now this new forge works pretty good. I don't have to burn up all my my charcoal there. I just turn it down. And I'm doing now just working on the clamp that's going to go on the back. Like I said, I'm not real good at this forge working yet, but I'll keep working on it until I can build some stuff. Maybe get some more video. But I'm just doing my best. And all I want to do now is I want to build the clamp that's going to clamp onto the boat. Okay, that's about what I want it to look like. I want it to be in a J, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a bolt on here. We're going to cut this off a little bit longer, and then we're going to weld a little piece of this on the tip of it so it'll catch to the boat on the inside, under that lip. We don't want it just to slide off. Okay, we got this thing cleaned up here. Used a wire brush on it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off a little bit longer than what I actually need. But I'm going to weld a nut onto this first. And how I did that is I took the vise, I took my nut and my thing and laid it, the clamp, just like that. And as you can see, it's holding it in there for me so I can weld it. It's going to hold it just like that. Then what I'll do is I'll weld that right there. So that'll give me a clamp. All we got to do is weld that nut on the tip of that thing. So we got a clamp. It's going to be like a clamp. So I'll weld a little piece of this down here, and that'll be the other piece that'll go on the boat, so it'll keep it from sliding off the boat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this thing further out than where that nut is. So this is what we end up with, sort of like that. Now I'm going to cut just a small piece of this here, probably probably about a 1/2 inch, maybe not even quite a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/8. Okay, we got us a nice little piece here. It's smoking hot too, just a little piece. I'll go clean them up real quick. Alright, there's the piece that we cut off, the short piece. I thought maybe 3/8 long, not quite a 1/2 inch. And then I ground a little flat spot right in there. I ground a little flat spot for that piece to rest against. Now this is actually clamping all of it together. This bolt right here is holding it all together so I can weld it. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, our clamp is finished. You can see I just welded that right there and cleaned up the edge. That way I ain't got no sharp edges anywhere. This will be the clamp that clamps on the side of the boat. Just like this right here. It'll clamp right on here. It'll clamp on there, just like that. Alright, this is the next piece we're going to make. I'm going to do this, all these bends here, but you know, I basically just look at this thing and I bend it the same shape as this right here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep this loop here almost at the bottom of that loop there. And then we'll bend actually a square out of it on the anvil, and then I'll weld a bolt onto here. Once I weld that bolt on here, it'll go on the boat. Right, this is the first piece I want to bend first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this, but it's going to be straight down here with this one here. So then I'll bend this U shape. What I'll do is I'll just take this over the edge of the anvil and I'm going to leave out about 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches, and I'm just going to bend this down around. Now I can always cut this off if I get it too long. If this gets too long on the end here, I can always take this thing and just cut it off. So what I want that is completely flat on there, just like that right there. Then when I heat that up, I'll bend that U shape out of this piece right here on the end. Okay, our next step is to bend this angle right here. We want to build this angle. So I want to bend that around there, just get a nice little angle in there. So what I'm going to do is on my anvil, I'm going to take a mark, and I'm going to line that up with my anvil, and I'm going to make a mark on the side of it so I know where I want to bend it. And that'll give me an idea where I want to bend the angle. I just line it up on there, and I'll take it, just tap it a little bit, and I'll know where that angle is on this side over here. Okay, my next angle is going to be right here. Now the next piece I want to bend is this piece right here, and I'm going to bend it on the back of here. But I want it to be to where you have a little bit of this loop up past this loop here. So when you put your pole in there, it hangs in there, you know, it'll hang in there sort of like that. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and bend this back piece here. Alright, we got our U shape in there pretty good. I think that's going to work pretty good. I might want to tighten it up just a little bit more. We're just going to pull that loop down just a little bit. And I think we're okay there. Alright, now what we're going to do, since we got our hooks all built for it, we're going to take it over there and I'm going to chop this off, this back piece off. We're going to clean it up. Then we're going to weld a bolt onto to the bottom of this thing. Okay, what we're going to do here. Alright, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this bolt and we're going to eyeball where this thing needs to be sit for this to sit on the top of it. Then I'm going to tack this bolt on, that nut. I'm going to tack the nut on. But I want to get my angle. Now, on the front of these boats, this lip is more in an angle than it is back there. So I got 2 of these pole holders made for up in the front, and I actually have one on the bench back there, and I have another one made like this for the back. But these ones are more in an angle. This lip is. So this little clamp has to be more of an angle. So it'll actually set back there, and we'll weld that about straight up and down right there, and maybe I'll even tilt it back a little bit. Now what I want to do is I want to cut the head of that bolt off to where I could weld this right on the top of that. So what I want to do is I want to try to angle this in the angle I want my pole to sit out. So I want to tilt it up just a little bit. So I'll cut it off at a little bit of an angle. All we want to do is tack it on there. That way we can see if it's straight and it looks about where we want it. And then we'll weld it on. I don't think there's any fish going to break that. That's pretty sturdy. What we'll do is we'll grind this off down here and we'll put a wing nut right at the bottom of this thing. That way we can tighten that wing nut up and keep this thing from spinning. But we'll also be able to turn our pole this way or turn it back this way. Well, we got the pole holder all done. We put a little camo paint on her. Seems like it's going to work out pretty good. Nice and sturdy on there. I actually put a wing nut on this side. That way I can break it loose and turn my pole. I can turn my pole back and forth. I'd really like to have had it to where I could raise and lower my pole up and down this way. But that's just, maybe I'll work on something like that later and see how we can rig that up. Other than that, I think it's good. I think it's going to work out just fine. I built 3 of these, and each one I build, it seems like it's getting better and better, each one I build. So practice does mean perfect. I'm not real good with the forge. I've only used the forge a few times. I'm probably, I'm not sure, you know, I'm real good at it, but I could bend some metal. So that's all it counts. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel or leave me thumbs up or thumbs down or comment. Okay guys, until next time, thanks a lot.